Hello, everybody, and welcome back to FYI. My name is Crystal. I'm your host, and it's always a pleasure to be here and talk to you guys. So, today I'm going to be talking about certain songs that shaped my life. You know how Shakespeare said, if music be the fruits of love, play on? Exactly. He saw into the future. Like, music is everything. If there's one universal language that everybody around the world speaks, it's the language of music. Music, whatever it is, everybody can relate to it, whether you're in China, whether you're in Africa, or whether you're, in Antarctica. Everybody can relate to it. Everybody speaks that same voice. Music is that one thing, that binds all of us and makes us one. Way more than even football, funny enough. Music is that thing that keeps the whole globe together. Music is that thing that makes the globe a circle that could fit into somebody's palms. That's how important music is. So you can never take away the fact of the place of music in our individual lives. So I'm going to be sharing with everybody today certain songs that have made a huge impact in my life, right from when I was this high, like so little, till now that I'm an old man. So everybody who is out there watching it, feel very free, to drop comments about certain songs that have changed and molded your life into the person that you are now. Everybody has one or two of those songs. So as you watch today's episode, when I start talking, I know you would also remember certain songs that shaped your life, certain songs that if you probably had not listened to those songs, you wouldn't have been the person that you are today. So feel very free to drop those songs in the comment section so we could share and interact together about music that has molded you into the person that you are today. So for me, the first song would be Memories. This is a song I heard back then when I was in school, American British Academy. We did a stage theater production of the movie Cats. And anybody who knows about the movie Cats, is a very popular theater show. I was part of the production, and Memories is one of like the major songs of the production Cats. So then there was this girl from Croatia. I can't believe I was 10 years old and I was in love. That's a story for another day anyway. But her name is Eva. Hi Eva, if you're watching this, So Eva was an amazing singer, and then she was the lead actress for the theater production, and she was supposed to take the song Memories. So every single time she's doing the Memory song during the rehearsal, I'll just be in my corner and I'm like, just, it's so stupid. Like, I mean, who does that, But then again, that was like one of the first times in my life I remember being in love. And then it's funny that I was 10 years old. Like, is that how it works, But it was just funny to me, and I still remember the memories are in my head. Is fresh. I literally could feel, like I could shut my eyes and still feel it, So when she goes, memories alone in the moonlight, it just rings a bell, and yeah, so that song, I could never forget that song because of that girl and, the situation I was going through, at that time. The second song that really shaped my life would have to be I Would Always Love You by Whitney Houston. I mean, everybody knows that song, one of the best-selling songs of all time, and I remember being very young, sometime in the 90s. I was extremely young, but I've always been a music enthusiast, okay? So the first time I saw that movie was played on TV, and I remember watching the movie and I was so in awe. That was the first time I sat on the floor because I couldn't be that far away from the television. So I sat on the floor just before where the TV was, and I was watching Whitney Houston move from one song to another through the movie, from I Have Nothing. Eventually I was able to get the entire soundtrack to listen to the whole thing. But then when I heard her sing, that little excerpt from the entire song of I Will Always Love You, when she ran down the plane and ran to go embrace Kevin Costner and give him a kiss, I was also very little then. I was in awe. I was like, can music be this awe-inspiring? Like, can it cut this deep? I felt everything. I felt like I was her son who was in the aircraft watching her run down to go meet Kevin and give him a hug and a kiss, with that song playing. And then after that, I would go on to, listen to the song over and over and over again. And, obviously, credits to Whitney Houston. God bless her soul. Then I also remember, still in the 90s, one of those days, I was in a taxi. And then I heard, ta-na-na-na-na, da-da-da-da-da. Remember the first day, da-da-da. And I was like, who is this singing? I was like, what is this? So of course, after I left the taxi, the song stayed in my head. It stayed stuck in my head. I went to Google and I realized that it was a song from Destiny's Child. That was the first time I would be hearing about Destiny's Child, who they were, and all of that. So immediately after that, I think the next day, I had to go find the CD. Then just CDs. I had to go find the CD. I bought the CD. I bought the entire albums of them that were available as at that time. That was like my first introduction to them. That song was it meant so much to me, Brown Eyes, the melody, the harmony, it was just so beautiful to me, and I would never forget that song because it's part of what shaped my, artistry, with regards to like music and all of that stuff. Going forward, another song that meant so much to me was, I remember that has to be the year 1999. Yeah, it was 1999. And I remember watching the movie Double Platinum. That was with Brandy, the vocal Bible, Brandy, and then the legend herself, Miss Diana Ross, and then I heard Brandy in the movie do, "Have you ever loved somebody so much?" And I was like, who on earth is this? This has got to be an angel singing. Her voice was so, I don't know, smoky and sultry, and her runs. Oh my God, Brandy has to be one of the most amazing vocalists that has ever lived. Because I couldn't stop listening to that song. This was the year 1999. I couldn't stop listening to that song, I got the song, I got the CD, and I kept, I knew every word, I knew every run, I knew every lick and every harmony she did. It was just amazing to me how somebody could be so talented, And till tomorrow, I would never stop loving that song because it was part of my growing up, and made me part of who I am today. The next song would have to be Shackles. Now, growing up in a Christian family, I've always been a lover of music, right? I love music. But then for a long time, I thought the music in church was a bit boring. I was a bit tired. Not like there's anything wrong with the hymns and all of that stuff. Absolutely nothing wrong. Amazing songs, amazing lyrics, everything. But I wanted a bit more funk, so to speak. I just wanted a bit more attitude. Young people growing up, going to church, our parents would make sure we never miss church, and then we're active. We would dance in church, sing in church, and all of that stuff. So I was one of those people who wanted a bit more life in church, Then next thing I heard, "Shackles off my feet so I can dance." And I was like, oh my God, who are these people singing? So I now realized that it was a duo called Mary Mary, and the song crossed over, it crossed over into the Hot 100. It was everywhere. It received airplay on the pop radio stations and all of that stuff, And I realized that the sisters were Mary Mary, Erica and Tina Campbell. I got the entire album. There is no song on that album I do not know. And then I went for every other album they dropped. I got all of, I think they have 6 albums together before they went solo. I have all the albums. I know all the songs. I know everything. For me, that song was like a revolution of the gospel music scene because, eventually, of course, Kirk Franklin was there a couple years before them, but his music wasn't what started it for me because Kirk Franklin's music still had a lot of the whole choir vibe. It was a bit contemporary, yeah, as at then, but it still had that whole choir vibe. But theirs was so different, and Shackles was just it. My life would never have been complete if Mary Mary didn't drop Shackles as at when they dropped Shackles. It was an awesome thing, and until tomorrow, I'm a fan of both of theirs. Yeah, then going forward, I also remember in the early 2000s, the first time I heard African Queen. It was crazy because then I wasn't even really interested in, Nigerian music like that. It wasn't really it for me, just my taste in music, no disrespect. But then I heard African Queen by Two-Face, and I was in absolute awe. And then I remember seeing the video, and then I saw Annie Idibia, now his wife, and then 2 other girls, and then there were a lot of rumors circulating about him dating all of them. I'm like, can we just enjoy the music and this beautiful video? It was just amazing, and I was so happy for how well that song did, and it was everywhere. So I went ahead to get the full album, and then that also led to songs like or Morgue Me by P Square, which I love with Waje. No, 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 no. You know, I don't know if you take time anymore. Beautiful songs, you know. Like I loved it, and then of course Style Plus with songs like Olufumi and all of that stuff. Like basically those were the set of songs that like revolutionized the music industry in Nigeria, you know, and they just created the path and made way for, you know, what we see today, which is one of like the biggest music industries in the world. That's the Nigerian music scene, you know. So African Queen was really one of those songs that also really shaped my growing up. Then going forward, this list would never be complete if I don't mention the song Oceans, Where Feet May Fail. God. I will call upon your name. Like, that song means the entire world to me. I'm not somebody who is too emotive, you know, but that song has taken me through issues in my life that, you know, I don't know how I would have coped if I didn't have that song. The lyrics, the strength, the atmosphere, the spirit that's in that song is like none other. You know, that's a song that I would hear and then it just brings tears to my eyes because I'm just in awe of how good it is and the fact that God will always have my back no matter what. Every lyric, like every day I listen to that song, it sounds as if I've never heard it before. You know, that's how much of an impact that song has had in my life. And this would probably be like maybe about 6-7 years ago was when I heard it for the first time, and it's been one of those songs for me that will remain one of my all-time favorites ever, because every time I listen to it, it remains fresh, you know, and new to me. Going forward, my 8th song that has really shaped my life would have to be If the World Was Ending by JP Saxe, you know, and Julia Michaels. Why? Because this song came out during the pandemic, you know, when the lockdown was hitting, and it brought a lot of things into perspective. You know how sometimes you don't know how fragile life could really be. The amount of people who died and the amount of losses that we had and experienced. If the world was ending for me, just made me realize that take every day with more vigor and happiness, because tomorrow is never really guaranteed. You never know what would happen. Look at the amount of people we lost from the COVID-19 virus, you know. It's crazy, you know. So that song just made me realize that people who you love, family, friends, you know, close associates, hold them close. Don't take them for granted, because anything could happen. The world could just end and you would live in regret that, hey, you didn't do what it is you were supposed to do. So that song is it for me. One of my favorite songs of all time. Finally, you'd be surprised at the last song, you know, that really, you know, made it for me. Now, before I say that, let me say this. Sometime last year, 2020, you know, the year 2020 was a very revolutionary year for me in terms of me really coming into my own, you know, starting my own thing and just like living my life for me mostly before like every other person. You know, I got to a point in my life where I realized that a lot of things were not the way they were supposed to be with regards to relationships and all of that stuff, and some people would just take advantage of you and just do whatever it is they want to do, and then the way you hold them is not the way they hold you. So I made certain decisions about, you know, letting go of, you know, like good riddance, kind of letting go of people who do not hold you in the same esteem, people who are just with you for what they can get from you, and not because they believe or love you or because they believe there's a relationship. You know, so I'd reached a point in my life where anybody who I get that kind of vibe from, I just move on. Like, I want to have nothing to do with you. So I was at that point of like coming into my own, you know, feeling happy and exuberated and exhilarated and all of that stuff, like gaining my freedom and knowing that, hey, Chris, so you have to live life for you. You have to do you. You have to be you. You have to be happy. Your happiness is your priority. You know, so towards the end of the year, I now heard for the first time, I think early January when I was just entering the year, and then with the whole vibe of, you know, how 2020 had been and the decisions I had made, you know, I now heard this song, away, 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 ah, ah, away, eh, take all your trouble, take it, take it, take it, you know. So for me, when I'm vibing to that song, I'm saying, hey, just take all your wahala and just to the left. You get, like, just go away. Stay far away from me with all the negativity, with all the negative atmosphere and all of that stuff. I don't need that negative energy around me. I'm in the most wonderful place of my life right now. I'm striving. I'm moving forward. I'm doing amazing things, and I don't want anybody to hold me back. So when I'm singing Away by a young Nigerian artist, Arya Star, I think that's, Arya Star, that's her name. A young, she's not even up to 20. But that song is impactful in my life because of what it makes, how it makes me feel with regards to, all the negativity and BS. Like, if you're one of those people, don't come to me with that. Like, take it away, far away from me. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, there we go. These are a few, there's a lot of those songs, but these are like the major songs I have so far, really had an impact on me and my growing up and, brought me to this point where I am right now. Like, music for me is like the food I need to survive. I cannot survive without music. It does so much to me, and for me. But these songs are songs that have really shaped my life. So feel free to let us know songs that have shaped your life. Let's talk about it. I'll be more than happy to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. So remember, make somebody smile today because it doesn't cost you anything. I love you.